So the relationship between Adrien Broner and DeenTheGreat apparently is now falling apart. And to be honest, guys, are we surprised? Are you surprised? Are you surprised, guys? Now we're gonna be reacting to a video from Ohmeezzy called Adrien Broner and DeenTheGreat's dynamic duos falling apart. Look, man, like, share, comment, and subscribe, gents. Comment down below, are you surprised that this is falling apart or not? Now let's get into the content, man.
With all that,
keep playing with me,
stop
bro.
disrespecting me, nigga.
No, you just me.
You is though. Damn,
Hey, Dean, come on, bro.
Not gonna do nothing, man. You popping it to me like them though. Popping it in though. You popping it to me like
Whoa, I'm not gonna lie. This fight seems a little bit different than the other one. They look like they actually wanted to tussle a little bit. It looks like the dynamic duo that was supposed to be having the best summer of a life.
You know where I think this went wrong? I think when they got denied access to streamers university, I think that made Dean look at Adrien as like, yo, I think you're pulling me down. I really think that DeenTheGreat is looking at Adrien Broner like, yo, dog, like, you're the reason why we didn't make it to streaming university. I'm just keeping it a buck, dog. I feel like ever since that happened, ever since they got denied that opportunity to go there, I just been seeing fights and arguments and, you know, G-checking, and yeah, man. It's just crazy.
Taking over the internet by storm in the streaming industry is ending faster than it started. Now, we can't act as if DeenTheGreat and Adrien Broner haven't had fights on stream at different points in their short careers.
You keep bringing up Kai. Now I'm mad. Let's go upstairs, bro. Let's go upstairs. Let's go upstairs, bro.
Beat up in front of the camera, bro.
You want to get busy, bro?
Stop playing, bro. Huh? Just pay the bread.
Do you want to get busy?
Pay the bread, bro.
Do you want to get busy?
My money, nigga.
Do you really want to do that?
Bro. I'm helping you.
And for what it's worth, I would acknowledge that, you know, people who are friends, people who are in relationships typically do get into spitting matches quite often. But this time it felt a little bit different. This time it felt like Adrien Broner wanted to place hands on DeenTheGreat. This time it felt like all of the pent-up aggression through their toxic and tumultuous relationship that has been broadcasted on stream had finally come to a head. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's gonna go a long, long way for the channel. Don't make me have to Adrien Broner you. Hit the subscribe button now. Now, back into the video. Now, I don't have to tell you this, but Adrien Broner and DeenTheGreat's content has always been toxic. And not just how they handle the women, not just how they handle the money, not just how they handle the alcohol.
Oh, bro, the way this guy handles the women, I'm sorry, bro. It needs to be investigated, bro. Bro, I'm gonna lie, gents. If you ever handle a woman like this, like him, oh my God, bro, you are finished, bro. You are finished.
But honestly, how they handle each other. It's been full of moments that have been disrespectful, boundary pushing, over the top, and chaotic. But when you add those other factors into it, it seems as though, at least at the end of every other stream, they're always at blows. This fight felt like Adrien Broner was about to put pause on DeenTheGreat. And I'm not the only one who feels that it's different. You can see in the faces and the way that the others around them react to the situation. You can tell that there's an energy shift that is not normal when these two get into some sort of argument. And usually Dean, who is the more sober one, backs away from these situations, but when he stepped back up to Adrien Broner, I really thought to myself, oh, about to get a pay-per-view fight.
Stop disrespecting me, nigga.
No, you just me.
You is though.
I love when you do like. Where they at? What up?
Pop it to them though. Pop it to them though.
This wasn't just Adrien Broner going wild and crazy while everyone was laughing at him. This was two egos boosted by alcohol, clout, and money and fame colliding in front of everybody. AB, the former boxer who feels like everybody should respect him and his presence, and then DeenTheGreat, the streamer who helped Adrien Broner back into the spotlight and clearly doesn't feel like he should be treated like some sort of sidekick. This fight matters because it exposed the real problem with their dynamic. The chaos that made them entertaining is now starting to damage their relationship. But this fight didn't come out of nowhere. Before Dean even walked up, Adrien was already spiraling. The reason this whole situation happened, and it's something that I would use to describe the entire Adrien Broner streaming experience, was both comical and sad. Adrien Broner was visibly drunk, like clear as day, sloppy. So sloppy.
Bro, he's always drunk. He's never drunk. Like, I'm gonna lie, I think this guy's an alcoholic. He might actually be an alcoholic, gent.
Happy, in fact, that his friend had to cut him off. Had to cut him off from the bar, tip the bartender, tell them not to give AB any more drinks. And the way that he had even lured AB back to the vehicle is because he said that there wasn't any more alcohol here, so let's go into the car and I've got alcohol for you. It's like a kid with a piece of candy. That's just embarrassing.
To a shot right here. Ain't no more shots, bro. Come on, I got you. I got a shot. Come on. I got a shot in the car. Come on. Look at you. How you gonna do anything like that? How you gonna do anything like this? You moving? Well, yeah. I'm just saying though. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Get it together, nigga.
Yo, bro, man, being like this in public, dog. Like, I don't know, man. This is one of the reasons why I don't drink alcohol. It's like, I don't want to be like this in public, dog. Look at him, bro. He's just all over the place. He's all over the place.
Can't move like that. You too, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. You gotta get some water or something.
I think this was a foreshadowing of his friends letting us know where this night was going to end with Adrien Broner. Look at how he's stammering through this bar or restaurant. He's bumping into people. His face looks totally faded. He looks gone from reality, and he has no full control over what his actions are. And I know most of us have been in a situation like this, and especially as somebody who is a sober person, I've definitely seen this before. Now we're outside yelling, screaming at security guards, yelling at women, totally embarrassing people. It's going wild. It's going left, quick, fast, in a hurry.
But I'll get on your ass too. Your ass too.
As everybody tries to hurry AB into a car to get him away from this whole situation. Before Dean the Great even confronts Adrien Broner is leaving a mess everywhere that he walks this specific night. Mind you, anything that Adrien does is always gonna get tied back to Dean the Great. And this is where Dean the Great steps in and things go left from here.
Hey, y'all go with Dean. But I killed him.
Hey, chill.
Get off of me, man.
Chill out.
Go with Dean.
Chill out. Hold on. Who's he talking? What's going on, Kev?
I'm not playing. Come on, man. I'm not playing, bro.
See, and this is why at my ripe old age, I don't deal with people who are excessive drinkers. Hell,
Bro, listen, at my young old age, dog, it's same, bro. I can imagine dealing with nonsense like this, bro. It's like, dog, come on, man. Gather yourself, man. Oh, but you're young and we're just getting to... Nah, bro. You're a drunkard, man. Nah.
I don't really deal with people that drink at all because this is just tiring to even watch.
It's exhausting, bro. It's embarrassing. I've been in situations like this, bro. Like, you around a drunk guy, it's like, bro, the guy just gets you into trouble for no reason. Starts saying shit. Now you're in trouble. You have to defend a drunk person. Bro, I've been there, man. I was in a situation, bro. It was almost over for me, dog. I've been in a situation, it was almost over for me. After that day, I said to myself, I will never, ever go out with someone who's drunk ever again. If I go out with a guy or with a couple of guys and they are all excessively drinking, I'm leaving. I will leave them by themselves. I'm leaving.
No apparent reason, Adrien Broner snaps on anybody and everybody in his eye shot. He's screaming at the security guards. He's screaming at the cameraman. He's screaming at people that are actually there trying to help him into the next place in space before he gets arrested by the police that are on this street. And so naturally, when Dean the Great gets into his eye shot, he turns the tides on him. He starts going off in an insane manner that is not just incoherent, but it's also disrespectful. And I feel Dean in this type of situation. I'm glad that he stood up for himself, but also he needs to acknowledge this monster was created by him. As a famous ex-boxer, Adrien Broner is used to people just folding. One, because he's paying them. Two, because he can truly beat the brakes off of 98% of people. But that's why this moment felt so different to me for two reasons. One, Dean would do some sort of folding, generally speaking, but this time he stood his ground. And then two, Adrien Broner is not just yelling at some randeezy, somebody that he hired and therefore can fire and replace in a matter of days. He's yelling at the person who put him in this situation, you know, put him in the forefront, made him relevant again, put money money back in his pockets through streaming. And now he's willing to even disrespect him, showing the lack of control that he has for any and everybody. And I think this is why pattern recognition is so important. It'd be different if this was a one-off instance, but if you look at the totality of this relationship, there have been numerous, and I do mean numerous times, in which this partnership has been tested and tried due to the alcohol, the money, the women, the fame, all these different things.
Beat up in front of the camera, bro. You want to get busy, bro? Stop playing, bro. Huh? Just pay the bread. Do you want to get busy? Quit playing, bro. Do you want to get busy? Pay my money, nigga. Huh? Now, bro. Nigga, just pay my bread. Let's go get busy. Let's go, bro. Let's go. You get too drunk, let's go, nigga. Let's go.
Yeah, as a real street nigga, you're not gonna keep talking to me like that. Now, some of you may be thinking, is this one long and continuous fight? Some of you may be thinking, man, AB continues to get close in Dean's face. I'm thinking to myself, boy, his breath must smell like doo-doo. But I think the grander picture here is that in all of these situations,
I do smell, gents. I'm sorry, bro. That smell, and he's sweating, bro. So not only is his breath smelling, bro, his armpits are stinking.
and circumstances, two things continuously stand out. One, Adrien Broner always feels like he's challenged for some reason. And I think that shows his ego and it speaks to, you know, who he is as a person or an individual, especially when somebody's just giving him good advice or saying that maybe you should not drink or gamble with these types of people because they will pew you. And then second and most important, you never see Dean the Great start any of these sorts of altercations.
I've also noticed that, bro. Dean the Great is never the one starting this. It's always the drunkard, bro. It's always Adrien. Bro, I'm gonna lie, bro. It's weird and it's funny because I don't know if Dean the Great is gonna be better without Adrien Broner. I don't know, bro. I think Adrien, the one carrying the group, even though Dean was the one who started, he's the one who put him on. I think, bro, like this, I think Adrien just took it to another level, bro. To a point where it's almost like Dean the Great he can't just leave the guy. Can he just leave him like that, bro? And be as big or even bigger? I'm not sure. Man.
Or arguments. The only thing that Dean ever really says in any of these instances is, hey, let's try not to drink. Hey, let's be a little less rowdy. Hey, you're making these people uncomfortable around you, so maybe we should tone down what we're doing. And for whatever reason, Adrien Broner every single time finds this as some sort of disrespect or challenge to his manhood, to the tune of taking it to another level, to the tune of wanting to actually get in Dean the Great's face, to the tune of, we saw this other night, potentially putting hands on Dean the Great. And you would think that somebody like an Adrien Broner would do a better job of being appreciative of somebody like Dean the Great, who literally changed and saved his life.
Like a month ago, I wouldn't talk about it. It was like, well, forgot about me. Then my brother brought me from under a rock, and now we the biggest streamers in the world. The biggest. Flatter me, and from the first stream, we just been going up, and he changed my life, bro. My nigga back on his feet. I'm back clean. Like I'm getting haircuts and fresh outfits again. Like so.
But you see, I feel like that's what makes that whole money argument that they were having earlier so much more interesting and so sad at the same time. The relationship is not just two friends making funny content. There is a real struggle underneath it all. Adrien Broner started this whole streaming run very, very humble. But the more attention that he got, the more his old life, old arrogance, and old bravado came back. That's why every time I can't consume these argumentative fighting clips as some one-offs. This isn't some one-time misunderstanding. This is Adrien Broner reminding the world, reminding Dean the Great, and reminding even his doubters who he truly is.
You bigger than the program. Who think they bigger than the program? A program, gang. I never cared about a program.
That's your problem, though.
I am the problem. Look it up. I've been the problem since I came out, bro.
People kind of forget that Adrien Broner was at the peak of boxing, not just because he had a phenomenal record, but also because he had one of the biggest and best cosigns of all time. He was tied to Floyd Mayweather, the biggest boxer of my generation. Could you imagine having a mentorship / relationship with the biggest and best in that specific field that you are getting mentored in during that time? I think people would literally do anything dying to be in that situation. I know for a fact they wouldn't squander it, but we're talking about Adrien Broner. You see, Floyd Mayweather is not just some random critic. Outside of him being the biggest boxer in the world at the time, he was also somebody who was pouring life and wisdom into Adrien Broner. He was somebody who was uplifting him, guiding him, and molding him to be the next Floyd Mayweather. But all of the antics, all of the bravado, all of the arrogance that was displayed out in public, especially when it's not tied to an elite work ethic, started to get underneath Floyd Mayweather's skin, to the tune of him giving what I would consider some slight criticism about how Adrien Broner gave a technical knockout to another fighter. Literally all Floyd did was criticize how Adrien Broner went about this fight and what he could have done better. And do you think that Adrien Broner took that the best? Absolutely not. It's AB that we're talking about.
Whereas Adrien Broner, you know, we had talked before in the past, and I love him. And he's going to be world champion again. I'm always, you know, preaching to Adrien Broner and telling him, you know, the same guys that you beat early on in your career is not the same guys that you're going to face when you get to a certain level or when you get to a certain status.
And this is why those parallels between how Adrien Broner dealt with Floyd Mayweather and how Adrien Broner is dealing with Dean the Great are so similar. Post being called out, Adrien Broner in his next fight takes to the ring to do something most people would say is stupid. But tell me if you see a pattern here.
But y'all probably know about this. Somebody that I look up to, somebody that I admire.
So, bro, I don't know. People, men that don't know how to take criticism. Man. I don't know about that one, man. Criticism is healthy, gents. It's very healthy, man. But, like, people like this who don't know how to take criticism, I find it weird, bro. Especially from your camp. When it's within your own camp, like someone in your camp is telling you, dog, you're just not moving in the right direction. They trying to help you, bro. They're trying to make you see it from a different perspective. You probably don't see it from that perspective. But they trying to help you. So you trying to call out someone next to you in the same camp as you. You trying to like roast him.
Took the chance to do an interview and just talk all bad about me. I'm a man that learns shit from physical activity. So me and Floyd, he got to see me. He got to see me.
Now that's
Oh my God, did he actually do that?
the two never fought because this would be a ridiculous fight to take. But I do think that exposes and foreshadows the future of an Adrien Broner. Now, I'm not saying that you've always got to be this person who is humble in the face of disrespect. But for what it's worth, I think, you know, in this interview, Floyd Mayweather was pretty tame in his criticism. Kind of like when Dean the Great tells Adrien Broner, let's just stop drinking. And for what it's worth, I do think that Adrien Broner does blow things out of proportion. Kind of like when he gets in the face of a Dean the Great and disrespects him, spits on him, and all this other stuff like that. So we're establishing this pattern here. Adrien Broner is at the bottom, like he said, eating cornflakes and water, coming from nothing. And in the Dean the Great case, he was nothing from his boxing career. A person who was getting humiliated left, right, and sideways on social media. It's this person that comes and uplifts them out of the situation that he's in. And if that person then gives them a little bit of criticism, then ultimately Adrien Broner feels attacked and feels the need to be disrespected. The only difference between how Adrien Broner treated Floyd Mayweather in his call out and Dean the Great in his call out is there's no alcohol involved. Adrien Broner's problem is not that people never help him. The problem is what happens after the people help him. Once he feels up again, he starts acting like he does not need the people who helped him get there. But this is something that Adrien Broner has to be weary of. Dean the Great keeps forgiving him. Floyd Mayweather did not. And we'll see how it plays into the future. For what it's worth, I do think.
But it's not gonna last, bro. It's not gonna last. I'm telling you, this by the end of this year, bro, they will no longer be posting content together. That's my prediction. I don't know if I want that to happen, but that's my prediction.
Adrien Broner and Dean the Great will make up. And the reason is simple. The partnership still benefits the both of them. Just as much as Adrien Broner is seeing extremely high views and monetary success on Kick, so is Dean the Great. Make no mistake in that situation. Adrien gets the money, the relevance, the viral clips, access to younger streamers, and enough to trick off on women and drink alcohol. Dean gets the content, the attention, the chaotic co-star, and for what it's worth, he no longer has to be the butt of the jokes like he was a couple months ago with Rampage Jackson and Larry Wheels. But the problem is that not just in a content sense, Adrien Broner in and of itself is a little too unpredictable. And the only reason why I say too unpredictable is because he continues to go on these same cycles every single time. The drinking, the arguments, women, disrespect, crash out, all for the viral clips. And then he's gonna divert back to this whole humble gimmick. I wanna grow, I wanna be this, that, and the third and the fourth, just for him to get that brown liquor back into his system and go crazy again. This is why this duo, this dynamic duo, is so dangerous in the first place. But what Adrien Broner doesn't understand in all of this is that at some point, people do have a breaking point. Floyd Mayweather's breaking point was a little bit earlier in their relationship. Why? Because he was already making millions of dollars boxing. He didn't necessarily need to have an Adrien Broner underneath his belt. It wouldn't have affected his bottom line in the slightest. Before Dean the Great, who does, need an Adrien Broner, he can continue to push those boundaries, at least for now. What's gonna happen when Dean the Great makes a name for himself in streaming outside of his Adrien Broner collaborations? What's gonna happen when he finds a new partner? What's gonna happen when he just ultimately gets fed up with the disrespect? The person that's gonna get thrown to the side is not gonna be Dean the Great. He'll go off into whatever path he walks, but it's Adrien Broner. And when left to his own vices, we know how that's played out in the past. Hopefully they have some sort of real deal conversation behind closed doors.
There will be no conversation with a drunkard, bro. There will be no conversations, Ed. This is not gonna last. I'm just gonna keep it a stack, bro. Adrien Broner is too drunk to have a conversation with Dean
about how to proceed with this, because this is not sustainable. I don't think Dean the Great is going to continue to be disrespected, and I think if you give Adrien Broner enough time, he will do something that he regrets, just like he did in his boxing career. It's only bound to happen again.
Listen, bro. W video from Ohmeezzy, bro. Listen, I just hope they... I actually like them. I don't watch their content, but their clips do... Their clips are real funny, bro. But yeah, man, listen, W video from Ohmeezzy. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Road to 1,000 subscribers. Peace.